Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal Jordan the Lion and beautiful Katie. And today I'm excited because we've tried to come here our last two trips to Minnesota, and it's been closed because of the season. So we're gonna see the Minnesota Music Hall of Fame today. Daze with Jordan the Lion and you all. It begins right now. Yes, Minnesota music, with an amazing history from Judy Garland to the Andrews Sisters to, as you can see over here, the great Prince, Bob Dylan, the Replacements. They are all mentioned, noted, and have their stories in this Hall of Fame. I can't wait to check it out. Here in the city of New Ulm, and this is amazing. This beautiful statue and memorial to Prince. Underneath you've got his amplifier, the Mesa Boogie amplifier, which I also played when I had a band. But if you look, when you look at the very top of the neck, there's a flute in there, then there's a keyboard, there's like a, I think that's a drum machine. He's got all kinds of things music related. You've got First Avenue, the venue in Minneapolis, you've got an iPod, you've got Batman because of, what was that hit song, 1999? Got the Red Rose up there. Kiss. This is great. Look at all this stuff. All these instruments. Little red Corvette. Call My Name. Paisley Park. It's got his little logo here. I wonder if that was actually one of his license plates. That would be really cool if it was. Wow, Katie, what do you think? I know you're a huge Prince fan.
I'm a great Prince fan. There's nothing but really great Easter eggs all through all of this. I mean, When Doves Cry, Paisley Park, I mean, anything that is pop culture, Darling Nikki. This is just such a cool thing to see.
For those of you that know what this one is, you know. But look at this, also, Slave. Remember when he was battling with his record company and wrote that? And we just noticed it has his nickname right there, number 3, Skipper, because he was a basketball player. That was his nickname, Skipper. He was originally a drummer, so there's a symbol in there. Man, we just keep seeing more and more stuff when you look at it, even before you even go in. Now, I will warn you, the one thing about this place that's also kind of crazy, not only is it closed seasonally, but also they're only open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So get here early. So here's the museum, and they said there's 195 entrants into it, and the reason that it's here is because at one time New Ulm had more musicians that were with the Union than any other place in the country. So we're gonna go through and look at some of their history. They said all 195 people are represented, so this should be pretty fascinating. Said a lot of polka musicians. They had several tuba players that were like multi-millionaires from just being tuba players. When you first come in, they have a ton of Prince tribute stuff. That is so cool. This place is amazing. And then here they have a recreation of the statue that they have out there where they filmed some of his motorcycle scenes, and the bench. And I believe that was true to size. How cool. Unless they moved the statue here. But this, I think this is the second one. Script for a graffiti bridge. Of course, he made his movies after Purple Rain, a lot of them out of Paisley Park. Not all of them, though. That's the bill for recording at Sunset Sound for Purple Rain. So like I said, there's 195 members and we're not gonna know a lot of them, but here's some. Tuba Mania, Stanford Freeze, there at Disney. Yeah, we'll show you the ones we've heard of, like the Andrews Sisters were really popular during the war years. Made movies, they were on the radio. There they are with the great Bing Crosby and singing with Glenn Miller. How's About It? Here's the Replacements. They're local. That house is still in Minnesota. It still exists, where they took that famous photo for the Let It Be album. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then there's their Minnesota Hall of Fame. There's Bobby V, who, you know, Katie, what's his kind of crazy history with, we love going to the surf ballroom, and there's some surf ballroom history here, but Bobby V's history with that.
Well, what ended up happening, because Bobby grew up in Fargo, so he was local to the area, and that's pretty much where the Winter Dance Party was supposed to continue to. So he ended up taking one of the places to help fill in the music roster.
Yeah, after the crash. Never heard of him, but this guy must be a huge deal. Guy DeLeo, because he has one of the biggest sections here in the museum. Guy DeLeo Orchestra. Out of here, out of New Ulm. There's his trombone, his hat. There's a picture of the group. Kind of cool to learn about this kind of stuff, people you've never heard of. And then I don't know who Johnny Helget was, but he looked like he knew how to perform and entertain a crowd. There he is, upside down on his head, playing the accordion. Here's John Denver. Here's a really big thing here that kind of tells the history of his life and his journey, and even says that he did a benefit for the Tyrone Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis for a group that had gone to Paris to try and talk peace to Americans and Vietnamese, and was doing a fundraiser for them. He's here in the Hall of Fame. You can see some early press photos. That's a good one. This is where he got his start in Los Angeles at Ledbetter's. Truth be told, Ledbetter's after this became the Comedy Store Westwood, where like Sam Kinison would perform, Andrew Dice Clay and all those guys. Building's still there. And there's John with a photo of his wife, Annie, who Annie's song was written about.
From St. Peter.
And she's from St. Peter. Now here they have a case for a band called Crow, and they were telling us that they are newly inducted, like this year, they're 2024. Crow Music. That's cool, because I'd never heard of them, so kind of interested in checking them out. And there's a old publicity photo of them right there. And then right above, they have Midnight Special. They have some cool memorabilia of Midnight Special, with the hat. They've got bumper sticker. This case is for Pamela McNeil, and it looks like she was a lyricist for Yanni. Songwriter and lyricist with Yanni. And then that I didn't know anything about, never heard of. Those are all albums that she wrote songs for. She was also a backing vocalist for the Rick Astley group. Never Gonna Give You Up. And down here we have the band The Shags. Famous for Louie Louie. And of course Bob Dylan. There's his award. 1991 inductee. So this has been here for 25 years. Harmonica, tambourine. That piece of paper says that is Bob Dylan's handwritten notes and chord changes for Tangled Up in Blue. Shell's Hobo Band. That's great. And that was their gimmick, was dressing like hobos. I love it. Little nod to Golden Girls, St. Olaf Choir. There's your St. Olaf Choir. Here's a big display for Lori Line. And she was even in Midwest Home and Garden magazine. Just featured on the cover there. And her music was in this holiday Chex Mix free CD. This was her dress used in 2003, along with the shoes. Right next to Whoopi John's piano. It says you can play it, and it has all the notes and everything. Not that that's gonna help us, or not me. Over in this corner they have a bunch of people that have played around here, people that are in the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Dorsey, Wayne King. And like I mentioned, they have a massive polka history around here, so you can see all the polka stuff. Country Dutchman. Here's Cliff Hermel's polka drum kit, along with their show costumes. Some crazy stuff at this museum. The New Ulm Pioneer Band. Katie's found the second room. The Wee Willie Band. And that's Soul Asylum. Here you have the Everly Brothers playing the Lakeside Ballroom. And it also mentions, you know, that the Winter Dance Party was headed to Mankato. You can see right up there. Actually, it already played there. This would have been before they passed away. This whole case is to Sherwin Linton, who I've never heard of, but he must have been a pretty big deal because there's a photo of him and Dolly right there, like a press photo. They've got a pretty interesting jacket here of his with the boots and the hat and his guitar and some show posters. And that's a letter to Sherwin from his pal Johnny Cash. There they are together. In the very bottom, the Trashmen, who maybe perform and sing the most obnoxious song of all time. Surfing Bird. If you've ever seen that Family Guy with the surfing bird, oh my God, it's unbelievable. That is funny. We love that. It's a song you love to hate, but it's a good song.
Tell me you don't think about Pee Wee Herman singing Surfing Bird and Back to the Beach when you hear it.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't.
Oh wow, look at this crew. That looks like that would have been a fun gathering. Here's Eddie Cochran. Ain't No Cure for the Summertime Blues. Lost his life way too early. That was sad. But he was born in Albert Lee, Minnesota. There's just nothing left. I'd love to go do a vlog or something, but everything's gone. His house, the birth hospital, everything. Here we have the part for Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. Man, those guys have produced some serious hits. A lot of hits. 2016 inductees. You can see they're with Janet Jackson. I think they did Boyz II Men. I think they did TLC. Here's Wally Peichel, famous for playing multiple trumpets at a time. There he's playing 2. Here he's playing 3. There he is, playing 2 again. This whole corner section over here is to Judy Garland. Last time we were in the area, we went to her childhood home. Grand Rapids. Judy Garland, the Harvey Girls. Grand Rapids. Yep, there it is. Why do they have a picture of her performing in a minstrel show, I wonder? There's a photo of her with her sisters. They performed all over this area when they lived here. And then here's a section for Garrison Keillor. They have him in here as storyteller, radio host, and comedian entertainer. Of course, Prairie Home Companion. That was his big thing. Six Fat Dutchman. So this section was kind of interesting to me because I saw it and I was like, why do they have Eddie Van Halen in here? This is for guitarist, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Paul Deatham. But Paul Deatham has played with a lot of people, but how he really got his start was that when Johnny Lang was starting out, he made Paul his guitar player, and also did some of Paul's original songs for his albums. And because of that, they went out on tour with Cheap Trick, Aerosmith, because Johnny Lang was only like 16 at the time. So there you can see, I actually saw them in concert. When I was in high school, I went and saw Johnny Lang, and Paul was his guitarist. And the reason they have Eddie Van Halen is because Johnny Lang got to open for Van Halen on that tour. That is super cool. Good for him, man. What a career he's made for himself. This is all for Paul's career. This section is Becky Bueller. And one of the interesting pieces that they have is, look at this. Very cool. He's a fiddle player. That is cool. There's concertina. All right, sweetheart, be honest. What'd you think?
It was really cool. It was so neat to see just kind of familiar faces in there. You kind of got to see like oddities, what the area is known for. Lots of polka music, lots of accordions. So
ballroom dance,
cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was cool to see, like, they even had like sidemen, people that were, you know, guitarists or backup singers, people like that. They're noted in here as well. But yeah, I thought they did a great job for acknowledging a lot of the talent and I would highly recommend coming. It's $7 cash only. So thank you all for watching. I guess we will see you next time from somewhere else. Goodbye.